And welcome back to Intuitive Energies. My name is Jane and I do readings for the beautiful Pisces Collective. Now the card that I have for today is Solar Flares, and under it is written Activate. Such a beautiful, beautiful card, Pisces. And the card that I'll be reading from this afternoon is To Be Fair. You notice how if you flip it around here, you have very similar colors. There's a lot of synchronicity going on this week with the colors of the cards and how they match up to each other. So I want you to pay attention to things and signs this week that really call to you as in matching. You know, there's something peculiar. Wow, that matches perfectly, and I want you to check that out. The card here is To Be Fair, so balancing out is that important thing. Okay, so you have number 8, and over here you have number 38, which is hold on there, it's 11, so it is a master number. Sorry, I was scratching my eye. Well, not my eye, around my eye I should say. So we're going to look at solar flares. Now this is the card of past, how the past has affected you. And right away when I pulled this card at the beginning of the week, I thought to myself, this card is about how you've dealt with activation in the past. You've dealt with activation when something flared up, in other words, made a showing. Maybe a little bit with shyness. It's not shyness the word I'm looking for, but I was going to say humility, but that's not the right word either. So right now that word is escaping me, but it's almost like the flash happens and you go into hiding. That's a better way of saying that. You duck for cover. Very Seven of Swords. Very like, ooh, oh no, you know, it's going to get hot. I better, you know, skedaddle out of there. And that was your way of staying out of danger. But now you have more within you to deal with it. So I'm gonna impart some of the wisdom that this card has here. 1 + 7 is 8, so that's doing really hard work, quality work. So no more ducking for you. This has to do with being in the moment and reacting with what is happening around you right now. It says the sun's surface is always rolling. A flare can flash brightly on the surface or become a coronal mass ejection many times the size of the Earth that shoots out charged particles. When these particles head toward Earth, not only are our electronics disrupted, but also our politics heat up as we question old systems and grow hungry for new answers. The volume turns up on all astrological activity. High peaks of solar activity were recorded around the French Revolution, the American Revolution, and during the mid-1960s, times where people fought the status quo and sought revolutionary change. The action is change is in the air. A flare of energy supports your work. The mood is restless, sparky, revolutionary, and curious. People are hungry for change. It's not the time to be quiet, but to be fast on your feet. Solar flares magnify the energy on another card you pull, any other card you pull. And that's the reason why I showed it to you, To Be Fair, which is like the Justice card, the balance, right? So, solar flares magnify the energy on any other cards you pull. When the sun is storming, our social and political world activates, revolutionary change manifests, and trees grow faster in the forests. Aim carefully because a solar flare brings momentum, not thoughtfulness. So that's why you may have run in the past, because you knew this instinctively, that it activates and it acts very quickly like the Eight of Wands. But it can end up being like the Knight of Wands going in. And remember, you guys, I told you about turning into fire this year. I've been saying that for a while now. You are fire this year. You have that beautiful energy propelling you forward, giving you that extra something. Okay, so it says not thoughtfulness that you have to provide. You have to provide the thoughtfulness, okay? A calm metaphysical perspective may not be easy, but you can bring that in to create balance and longevity. And, you know, I'm reading this card right here, and To Be Fair, okay, which has the scales here. So, as I said, my readings rarely have not a synchronistic thing to them, okay? What you build during a solar flare may be hot and fervent, but not necessarily long-lived. To turn an idea or love affair into something permanent, like a business plan or a partnership, will take conscious effort. The challenge is tempers flare along with the sun. You can scorch yourself with too much passionate action and not enough emotional sensitivity if you're not mindful. But we are the sign of emotion. We are the sign of water. So this is perfect for us. We can temper it with the water, okay? Gift. The sun is sending extra voltage and inspiration your way, so use it wisely. Feel the heat in the situation, the passion in the people involved, and balance that fire by adding water's compassion, the thoughtfulness of air, and the logistics of earth to turn that inspiration into reality. So there you go. That's exactly what I was talking about, and that's what we're working on right now. Beautiful Pisces. Couldn't get any better. I mean, it's like this card is not Piscean, but they're talking about our water sign. So, yeah, they're talking directly to us. Add water to it. A little compassion. Okay? A little compassion, a little calm to your passion. Compassion. I know, I just did something not funny, right? Alright, so 2 cards came out right away. Opening to discovery and awakening the genius. Oh, I like that. It's all like percolating ideas. And if you look at it, they both have like keyholes. Do you see that? You see that? This one is like a light bulb that's about to, you know, click on. And this one is got the spiral in it, the 369s that I love so much. You also have the number 11 again from this morning. You had 2938, okay? So you do have the 1111, and here is the 9. No, that's a 7. I apologize. Okay, so you have 7, assessment, opening to discovery, which makes sense because the idea is like percolating. You can actually see it kind of coming in. So you do know you're a genius at heart, right? Or of mind, I should say, not at heart. But in this case, yeah, it works. I'm not going to correct them because your heart is what's tempering the flare. So you're a genius at heart, using the mind and the creative spark that you have to make things happen. And again, the colors are spreading out from within you to outside of you. So it's gorgeous. And this is like the dawn of an idea. I like this. This is like, oh, I'm coming, and then it's like, ooh, poof, you know, like a spark of color. It's like from darkness into light. So you're definitely awakening something important in yourself that's going to help. And you're getting help from this solar flare. And again, you have like, I mean, if you do this, like, you can see all the colors. You could do this. Look, you could do this. Just do that. Okay? So you have a lot of synchronistic feelings, but you might be feeling, I'm sure you're feeling activated by now. If this is you, you're feeling very activated in what you are doing and how you're moving forward. All right, so let's see. What deck am I going to use today? What deck am I going to use today? Do I use my same old decks? Let's take the Lights here. I haven't used it at all this week, and we're already Thursday, so. Okay. Okay, so it's time to resolve conflicts. You have the 5 of Wands. So at this point, it's always the first card. I like it. It's always kind of telling me what's going to be happening. You can either attempt to solve problems and get them solved by using everything that's been mentioned here, or you can take this to, of course, create more problems. There's 2 sides to this always. Okay, so like they said, solar flare causes tensions, problems, miscommunications, but you have it inside of yourself to be able to maneuver through this and use this beautiful flare to propel you further, to give you that momentum. They're showing me lighting of the of an old cannon where there's the cannonball and then it explodes, and that's the flare, and then the ball takes flight. Now you can take the direction of that cannonball and point it in the direction in which you need it and be unencumbered, or you can point it in the wrong direction and then hit a tree, okay? And so it's as simple as that. Really, it is. It's a little bit of planning, a little bit of tempering, and you're able to get to where you need to go. You can get up to this point and receive what you need. I'm just gonna, we're back to this. All right, Pisces. Okay, so yeah, easily can be used to, because it's in reverse. This is, I know for a lot of people, this is a card of sorrow and hurting and pain. In reverse, it's, for me, this card upright is seeing the truth of the matter to move forward. If you're not paying attention to what's going on, so it's very important you pay attention to this energy. You might miss what you need to see. Okay, so I'm seeing relationships long past due of the point of being moved past. In other words, relationships that, and I'm not talking just about, I know a lot of people when they say relationships, this could be friendships that are long past the due date. It could be just relationships with people who have, you know, it's just, there's no connection anymore, and it's very toxic in nature. So this could, it's not only love relationships, well, let's face it, all relationship with friends, family, and whatever, they're all love relationships until, you know, they kind of break. And even after, I'm just saying you need to get away from toxic relationships. Relationships where you leave, there's a clear indication. When you leave the room, you start to feel better. That's a great big thing. I'm not saying that you can't fix it, but I'm talking right now, Spirit is talking about relationships that have been talked about till you're blue in the face. Resolving it has been, you've been trying to resolve it over and over again with no headway. This person's not going to change, and you've changed enough for both of you. It is now time to do something different. Resolve this so that you can find peace, okay? Because it's just going to keep going this way. So that's one of the things, okay? It's hard to say enough to something, but at some point, when we are talking about the past here, how the past is affecting you, it's how you deal with certain relationships with people, okay? Yeah, so a transition needs to happen, but of course this is in reverse again, because they keep like wanting to come in reverse. I'm going to start from this end, because it seems to want to talk about certain things that have been held on to too long. Not seeing the truth to move on, not moving on, okay? So I'm going to put a double-edged thing here. Because they were talking about the spark and activating, be sure that you're not burning bridges that you don't want to, okay? So if it's something that you're still wanting to work on, but this spark is making you feel like just throwing everything away, be careful about that. But again, it may make you want to just kind of move past all of this, like you've had enough. Sometimes it's okay to say to people, I've had enough. This isn't working the way it's going, and things have got to change in a way that they understand that this is like, you know, the end of the line. It's like you've gotten so many chances, and that's it, okay? You can't stay miserable for the rest of your life in a situation that's not helping you, okay? It takes two in any relationship. It doesn't matter if it's a friendship or a love relationship, it takes two. And if one is no longer doing anything to work on the vibration, or I should say the cooperation of that relationship, then something needs to, you know, make or break. So, yeah, I hate saying that to people, but I think it's more for whoever I'm talking to right here, okay, in this reading. When you find this, you know who I'm speaking about. It is like, it will feel like the fly in the soup of your life. That person that you've been holding on to and hoping and praying that things will eventually change. But in years and years, it hasn't. In years and years. Not just, you know, this is not just a 2-minute thing, because this is how your past is affecting you. Okay? I'll give you my own personal example. My own father, at one point, I had to kind of, you know, shut the door on that, because I couldn't, my mental health was already devastated. I waited too long to do something about it. And I had spoken up. I tried to put my point of view, but he was very stubborn and wasn't willing to really understand. His point of view was law, and mine was just whatever. Okay? So when I let go of that, it hurt, but I had caused so much damage trying to hold on to that little relationship that we did have, that I just ended up causing myself more harm. And harm, and as in you're driving home, you have to park on the side of the road after you visit your parents to cry. So this is the type of thing that I'm talking about. This is this thing. Okay? So this is offering you a chance to look at something and see what you need to do. Maybe the courage to move on and continue. Okay? Yeah. The 3 cards that came in kind of all stuck together there. You have the High Priestess, you have the 5 of Cups, and you have the Hermit. They all have, especially these last two, actually all of these have a very, a little bit of a sadness associated to them. But it's because you know intuitively who I'm talking to. You understand what I'm talking about. It could be a situation. It's not necessarily a person. It could just be a thing. I get stuck a lot, and I've gotten stuck a lot in my life in situations that were not right for me. I fight. I fight to the end, because I just don't. I'm an optimist. I think it'll get better somehow. And sometimes the situation, what it's trying to teach you, is to walk away or to move away from that. Even if it's for just a little while. Okay, your intuition is constantly sending you hits that you're not feeling good. Okay, that you keep looking at failed things. You keep sinking down this hole of failure and wondering, why can't I capture that light? And the thing is that's what it wants you to do. It wants you to understand that sometimes you have to let go of things. You have to capture your own light. All this week we've been talking about going from the inside out. And that's what's happening here. The lantern is here. Her inner light is here. You have to latch on to your own inner light and activate yourself. You can't be trying to fix other people's problems, okay? And hanging on to them is going to feel like it's going to feel like an anchor in your feet. Okay? One more Pisces. Then we'll call it a... Yeah, there you go. So you have strength to be the lamb and the lion all at once. Okay? You have to tap into that inner strength. Leo is a fire energy as well. So important. This is your self-assurance, your brave heart, your courage, trusting that what you feel inside is correct. Okay? And to work on your wild part that's about to hit with these flares, and balance it between logic and impulses. So I'm not telling you to just pack up and leave. I'm telling you to really look at the situation and the way you dealt with it in the past, which may have been dreaming that something better was going to come around. and face the reality that, do I give it one more last go? Do I really push in a way that's going to balance things out one way or another, regardless of the outcome, but with a cool mind of Pisces, of tempering that energy. So I'm not talking about an all-out brawl with the people that are causing you grief or have been causing you grief. I'm talking about an honest conversation of being activated in a way of picking the self, picking yourself. We've been talking, like I said, about if the inner world's at peace, everything outside of it feels better. This is what we've been building on. So it's asking you to look at those places in your life that are not feeling right and fix them inside of you so that it feels okay. Okay, it's letting go of the past. It's embracing your future that you're building upon, so that you're not building on a slippery slope, but you're building on a concrete foundation. Okay? So you need to both the lion and the lamb here. That's a big message. You need to be both the lion and the lamb. Temper the fire with the water, so that you can come up to the conclusion, that you can open up the door to discovering what you need to move forward, awaken the genius, and let go of the conflict that's surrounding you. Okay? So, before I go, just want to make sure, I don't want anybody to go by, I always say this, I haven't said it in a long time, tarot readings are general in nature. The decisions you make in your life are your very own. Okay? You have to do what's right for you. Don't let anybody tell you what's right for you. Okay? I don't know what your life is. I don't have all the particulars. The best way that you can move forward in your life is to go from within yourself. Your body, your spirit, your energy knows exactly where you need to be when you need to be there. It guides you. It tells you. If you're absolutely truthful with yourself, you know. You have niggling feelings. You got weird feelings. You got all kinds of gut feelings. Those are the things you should pay attention to and question yourself. What am I doing here? What's off about this situation? Okay? And then either fix it, leave it, or move in a totally new direction from it. Whatever that means to you is what you need to do to feel better about yourself. There's a myriad of options that you can do. And it's not just about a mic drop. It's about a real, genuine conversation with yourself of where you are and where you want to go and how you want to feel today, tomorrow, and forever. Okay? So, I'm going to send you love, light, and blessings. I'm going to come back with To Be Fair later on, and we're going to look at what that card is. If you've loved this reading, please make sure to subscribe and hit that notification bell to all, and leave me a comment. I would love to hear from you. Tell me what's going on in your life. I always read every single one. Take care, Pisces. Love, light, and blessings.